Thank you so much for your time and cooperation this time. So, sir, let's start with the interview. So, my first question is that you have been in education industry for so long. So, what are the key factors that keep you connected with the education sector?
Me coming down to education was a different scenario altogether. I was a hotel management graduate, and the particular thing that I used to think that my college should have been teaching me, or rather to say, being an hotel management graduate, when you work in industry, there are a lot of things which you need to be taught. Like academically, I suppose every university, every college is good. But nowadays, university and colleges need to have something which which have at par with the industry as concerned. So me coming down to this education was something to do with that. I wanted to start something where a student not only gets only the academic knowledge, shall also get the industry outputs. So what happens when you go to an interview, you crack it. But when you go to your job, you need to know a lot of things, which is sometimes is not there in your books. So this was the thing. So I wanted to connect that particular bridge or that particular gap. I want to have that bridge for the students from the college point of view. That a student to be taught not only the academic part, also the industry knowledge, which is very much important. And in hospitality, in every 2-3 years, something new comes up. Now, example, if you see this project at this time of the COVID situation, hospitality have turned completely a different industry right now, right? The procedures have been different, ways have been different, hygiene statistics will be different. So students should be, having this particular practical things to be taught in their education industry itself, like education colleges itself. So this gives them the extra edge. So this was my main thing when I came down to education. I want to, put some extra effort. That college should not be a very idealistic college that happens. It should be also give them an extra bit of knowledge, an extra bit of something very professional way, of course.
So basically, you believe in the practice-based education, so that when they'll go to the industry, they'll not find any problem there.
Very true.
Great to know that, sir. So moving forward, being the director of this institute, what is the philosophy of your leadership? How would you describe your leadership style?
I would prefer whatever your designation is, you should be connected with your roots. That means your students. And being a director, it's nothing that I don't interact with my students. I do interact with them in regular intervals. We do keep a lot of events, not events which is for kind of a showbiz. We do a very much different kind of event which keeps us together intact. Just an example, it's a Christmas time, and we believe of sharing happiness. So the best that can be is bringing the students together, making cakes for whom? For those who are underprivileged. Like there are many orphanages out here in Kolkata. So at present we are making a lot of cakes for them, pastries for them, even some of the chocolates and all. So and this is not only for me, for every faculties and management staff out here, where we mix with the student doing this particular thing. Now you can understand this is not any kind of marketing or something like that. Like we have to bring some big individual to our college to promote this. This is something that we do it from our heart, and when something which happens collectively between the college staffs, principal, directors, as well as the student, it gives them the bonding. And I suppose for being a leadership, the leadership is a very different role. It's basically you have to take everyone along with him, yourself. So this thing appeals me, and I'm sure I'm going to keep this thing forever.
Okay, nice. A very rare thing that what you're doing here, but it's great to know that. So, sir, you already had talk about that. How do you keep your curriculum up to date?
Right.
But specifically, if I ask that, I want to know that how does the curriculum of your institute ensure the best practice of the industry?
Well, let's say about ISHM. ISHM is mainly focused in hospitality. Of course, we do also have some other programs like hospital administration or I'd say aviation, but altogether it comes into hospitality. Now, when I say hospital now every day, like you may see a lot of hospitals which is nothing but a 5-star hotel actually.
Right.
Right. If you go, you will find different kinds of rooms. Though you're a patient, you should be thinking more for your own health. You should be thinking more of your, doctors. You should be concerned onto that part. But now, when you go, you see packages. The first thing that comes into your mind: what are the packages that the hospital is offering you? Secondly, what are the quality of the food of the particular hospital? How hygienic is that? Now you have a selection of criteria. Nowadays, even not only patient, even the family member of patient can stay with the patient at their own. You have suites nowadays in the hospital. So rather, I would say medical is also nowadays into the hospitality industry. And when we say about hospitality, when I say about ISHM into core into hospitality sector, sorry, क्वेश्चन क्या था वही बोलिए आपने नहीं छोड़ो उसको काट लेना ना
ठीक है. So the question was कि how does your curriculum ensure that
right. So now when as I said you that we are into hospitality, our curriculum is very bit strange in some parts. Like what we believe that students not only integral in their curriculum of the classes, academics, syllabus, also with the practical experiences. And when say practical experience, see, once a candidate comes into hospitality studies, he or she thinks that they would, rather, hospitality is all about the cultures. Because if you're an hotelier, say just an example, or you are into hospital, you may get patients, or rather say guests from different areas, different places. It's not only your local which you're interacting with. There are many foreigners who are coming, and you can say every region of different countries are different in part of the culture. So you need to connect with them. There's an example: if a Russian comes and he stays in your hotel, you should be knowing what are the things that a Russian would like to have. How can you make them comfortable? Say, if there is someone, a sheikh who comes from the Gulf countries, you should be knowing what exactly the food choices that he likes. As he is a sheikh, he's from that particular religion where there are some constraint in the foods. So you don't offer them something which is not, he's not going to consume. So you should be knowing these all things. So what we do, apart from giving them the studies and internships which is there in India, we also send our students abroad for many kind of, rather say study tours. Like we take them to Vatel, which is based in Bangkok. We take them to Malaysia. There's a university called Technology Mara, where we are having a tie-up. So we take the students out there for 15 days, sometime for a month even. And sometimes our students pick up that I would like to do my entire internship of 6 months abroad. So what happens? We push every student that they should go abroad once, if not for the internship, for the study tour. This brings them a different knowledge that how every culture are together. And when we go out there in these particular universities, they meet with many students who are from different parts of the world. For example, when we call about ISHM is having students not only from our India. We have it from Bhutan, we have it from Nepal, we also have it from the African countries. Now, this gives them almost a very, India is kind of a place where you don't get only one kind of culture, you get a different culture. So they are already mixed up with that. But again, with the international standard, they also mixed with the other part of the culture as well. And they have to accept it. This is very important. When you are into hospitality, there is nothing called no. Everything is yes. So if you have to be, if you have to serve a guest a particular dish which is not a choice of yours, still you have to do it, because ultimately for us, guests should be happy, and for making him happy, we have to give them that, we have to make them feel like home. So this is the simple thing that we follow always.
Okay. So sir, as you were talking about the international tour and all,
right.
So sir, any insight into how your institute could be more welcoming to the students of different economic background?
See, these kinds of international tour that I was been talking to you, it has been always sponsored by the college. First of all.
Great.
So if the student comes from a very backward community, or rather say doesn't have a financial, but it doesn't matter, because ISHM USP is mainly, as you say, ISHM start with I, so it is international. So students need to be internationalized, and for that we take each and every student abroad. Maybe for study tour, maybe for internship, maybe for their jobs. But in the entire course curriculum of 3 years or 2 years or whatsoever that they are doing, they will be going abroad at least once. And this is for every student. So we don't see who is coming from which place or what is the background of the particular candidate.
That's great, sir. So, sir, till now we have understood that how does the industry work and how inspiring your institute have been in this industry. So, sir, moving forward, like I would like to know that what do you think should be this institute's top priority over the next 10 years? Like, what are the things you are planning to do?
10 years is a big picture. Rather than
Let's
say,
go 5 years.
let us go for a 5 years.
Correct.
A small picture is
No
much
problem.
better. So, see, we are coming from such a background where the most important thing is jobs for a candidate also.
Right.
Because the day when a student get admission, they get admitted in a college, be it us or be it any other college, the first thing that is in his mind, it should not be, but it's his mind is, will I be getting a placement? Well, he should be thinking how good I'm going to get my studies yet, how good the teachers should be, what are the things that I'm going to learn. But unfortunately, every student think about first thing, that is, after 3 years, what kind of jobs I'm going to get, what is the salary that I'm going to get. So now this should not be the thing, but still, this is the biggest drawback in our culture nowadays, that we think about only for working. So these 5 years, what we are thinking is to break that ice. That students should not think for the jobs. Why don't they think to create some jobs instead of just have to work somewhere? So these 3 years that we nourish our student in such a way that job is not their first priority. Yes, of course, it is a big part, but it is not only the first priority. For them, the first priority is to learn as much as possible. Not only of their own subject, we also teach them entrepreneurship, though it is not of their curriculum. Like if you do hotel management or if you do hospitality management, entrepreneurship is not in your curriculum. Now, rather to say, if you go to an MBA, you might get it. But still, we have kept these particular subjects even in between as an extracurricular subjects, you can say, or rather say an extra subject syllabus. So this is why now we give that push to our students that think beyond just to get employed. Think to give employment. Excellence is the word that you should be chasing, not only to get a job. Rather, this is the 5 years plan of us, that we want more employees than employers, with also employers. What I mean to say, if there is 100 students who is passing from ISHM, there should be 50 who becomes an employee. There should be 50 who becomes an employer.
That's great. That's great. So basically, you believe in entrepreneurship and innovations.
I believe in making this nation strong, and that can be only happen if you have if everyone try to become employed, then definitely you can give a lot of people a lot of the jobs. And I'm so sure these young generation, they are much more advanced than us. Our time, we were not so technically savvy enough. These students, these generation are very much advanced. So if proper things can be taught to them, they can do some wonders.
Okay, that's great, sir. And sir, like in this pandemic and lockdown, we all have faced so many issues. The ways of working in every industry has changed. So can you tell us about the steps taken by your institute in order to tackle the COVID-19 situation and ensure continued education?
COVID is a very difficult time for every one of us, and I suppose every particular individual as well as every industry have suffered in some or other ways. We are doing something which is very strictly that we are maintaining. First, as of now, we are doing our online classes. Now, the biggest challenge in online class is the interest factor, that a student should app. Like example, when you come to a college, if you have some doubts, you say, "Ma'am, I did not understand this." But when you're basically been, learning something in the what do you say, maybe online methods and all, that time a lot of students who doesn't come up. And what if your internet is not good? Because every students are at their home, and maybe the internet connection is not good out there. So this is a big thing which every one of us are facing. So what we have done to replicate it, to make it better. For example, 5 days a week is a class time. On the Monday, what we are doing, we are making a video presentation of that particular subject or particular that topic that we are going to teach in this week. We are making that video, and we have our own app, and we have given a user ID and a password to each and every student to login, and they can watch this video. So that means what? Just say my internet was not good during my online class hours. I did not understand what exactly been taught to me because my internet was not good. But my pre-recorded class is already there in my app. So at any point of time, I can rewind it. I can watch it multiple times to understand it. And still, if I don't understand it, there is a helpline number which is given of that particular faculty. A student can give a call to the faculty and can get an extra information regarding that. So this is the thing. So if there is a 5 days of class in our college, we are making in this way. The Monday is a video class. That means we are going to upload that video, and we tell each and every student that they have to go through the video. Right. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. These are the 3 days we are covering that topic, that particular video that we have made for. On the Friday, we are doing a recap. That means a revision. And on the Saturday, we are giving our students some extracurricular activities like teaching them international languages, some motivation, because motivation is also important at this time of point of time. Because you're sitting at your home, you're not feeling well, that because you're unable to go to college. So sometime a motivation helps you. So we are giving this particular motivation classes at particular time. So Monday to Saturday, everything has been placed in that manner. And online education have started this year in a different way because of the pandemic. But online education was not a today's thing. It was there at least even 20 years back. But we did not actually follow that properly, right? So, and maybe after few years, maybe after 50 years, the whole thing or the whole virtual classroom will be the main idea. You never know that, right? So virtual thing is very important nowadays, and I guess this will be for a few years more. And we should not just leave it. Okay, COVID is done. Let's come back to the normal. Yeah, that will be normal. But this process that we have started, that we have also learned how to actually give them. We will keep this thing for all of our life. So a student, maybe even during the semester examination, he wants to know about that particular topic. He can just go to their app, go and search that particular topic and can get the classes again. So COVID has taught us in many ways, and this is something that we are giving to our students. And in future also, I don't think so COVID will be a much of factor, and students will be happy for what they are getting to learn. And this is a different interesting things that we are learning each and every day.
Okay, that's great, sir. So that you are one of the few people who feels like the COVID is not a big factor. That's great to know that. So, sir, till now I have understood.
COVID is a big factor, but it doesn't stop your life.
But at least you understand this. That is a great thing.
Right.
Sir, till now I have understood many positive points and many strengths of your institute. But still, I would like to know from you that what do you see as your institute's greatest strengths?
Our greatest strength is our student.
Okay.
That's the only simple thing that I have to say.
Okay. So, sir, any insight like how the aspiring students will find that why should I join ISHM, and what are the things which they don't know right now but they probably can know from you?
As I said something, before also, that a students should see or should seek for the excellence.
Right.
So what ISHM offers you is more of that. Like, it's just an example. Just say I'm a student of hospitality I have taken admission in ISHM. So what I'm going to do in these 3 years, let's say in this way. So on the first semester, what I do. On the second semester, what I do. So we make it a simple presentation for you. Say first semester is purely class and bit of practical, because you are new, you should know your course first. Don't think of that first day I joined, I should be getting the practical from the first day. So when you, just an example, you haven't learned cricket in one single day, right? Previously, say when you went to a team, said ki, I want to be a part of this team, what you have got? First fielding?
Yes.
Then you got maybe a bowling, and then at last you got the batting chance, right? The same thing out here also. And the first semester, what we teach you is your academics. You should be knowing what is hotel management, what is hospital management, what is BBA, what is aviation. You should know that first. First semester completed, second semester starts. That time we have a mode of practical. And there is one particular thing that we will be teaching you, that, or rather, that is particular something what we call a study tool. Now this study tool is different, depend from subject to subject. Now example, those students who are doing purely hospitality, we take them for a wine education too. Now this thing we are very proud to say, we were the first institute to start in 2017. Before that, there's no institute who have started this, where we take all our students to Nashik. Because as you know, Nashik is a great capital of India. And when you go to Nashik, there are biggest wineries of India, like Sula, there is Yorkshire, and Shadow, and many other wineries. We take you there and we teach you how to make wine from the scratch level. Plucking up the grapes, stomping on them, fermentation, distillation, and even bottling, and even storing. The entire process is been taught to you. Now, is it a luxury tour? No, it is not. Because don't think that you're going to stay in a 5-star hotel or something like that. We are going for a camping. And you as a youngster should be okay with that. So we should not be thinking, because see, when we go for a grape farms, we'll be staying there. So it's not in the city, it's in a very outskirt place. And we want a student to have more time in the grape farm itself. So we will be staying in the farms. We are putting on tents, we'll be staying there. All food will be cooked by ourselves. So we'll all be chefs. And it's completely homely food. And you get to learn a lot of things out there. So this is a kind of normally 7 to 8 days of study tour. And during this particular tour, we teach each and every students of the hospitality that they will be going there and will be learning how to make wines. So that's you can say the first knock into the world of hospitality for you. Now, when it comes to BBA and hospital administration courses, we have a different. We take them for the normal kind of tools like visits in the hospitals or visit in the industry, just to see how they operate. It will be a 1 or 2 days or 3 days of time. Like as an example, we take you to a big hospital out here. You go there and you see what other departments are there. Because normally when we say about hospital, we think it's only either the nurse, either the doctor. These are the only thing that we normally generally think. But no, there are many other staffs also who gives you the back-end support, right? So we take you out there, we show you different kind of department and how they work exactly. So this is big. So that your second semester will have one kind of tour of yours. Let's come down to third. In third, we have something again, which is again the USP of our college, that is the professional hotelier training, where we take you for 7 days in a 5-star hotel. Now you may be thinking, okay, this is there in every hotel or every hotel management college, but that's the catch. We don't take you there to work, or rather we don't take you there to do your internship. You go as a guest. You will be staying in a 5-star hotel. Now if you go to our YouTube page, you can see those videos where we have been to Marriott Hyderabad. Last year we have been to Marriott I suppose it's Rajasthan, I guess, right? I'm so sorry, it's in Agra, right? So as you know, Marriott is one of the biggest chain of the world. Not one of them, it's the biggest chain of the world. So you as a student will be staying there in that hotel. Now, you should be thinking, what I'm going to do? Yes. Now, you must be knowing that every hotel have a banquet. We blocked a banquet for you exclusively, turn the banquet into your training academy. Now, that means when you go to the banquet, you can say there is a setup of front office, setup of housekeeping, setup of F&B, and setup of kitchen. And you can see there are a lot of arrangement of your desk and chairs. So what are you going to do? You are going to do classes out there, but we won't be teaching you. The industry people will be teaching you. That means the chef of Marriott, or rather say that particular hotel, will come down in banquet, will teach you some dishes. The housekeeping executive is going to come down and will teach you some of the skills of that particular department. F&B will come and make you some beautiful cocktails and mocktails. Front office will come and will teach you how to do check-ins and check-out. So sales and marketing, not only the core department, sales and marketing, human resource, purchase, stores, everyone, every individual person who are taking care of that particular department will come down and will teach you. So that means you are learning from the industry, not only from your faculties. You are learning from the industry. Secondly, you need to know how is it to stay in a 5-star hotel, because you are a guest and there will be employees out there who will be serving you to make you happy. So you have to understand, or rather you will understand, what will be my job role after 3 years. There will be guest and I will be that person who is serving. And you have to make them happy. Make them comfortable. And that is why we say home away from home when we say about the hotels. So this is what we are going to teach you in the 3rd semester. And again, these all kinds of training that ISHM provide, ISHM doesn't charge for it. Anything, it is completely in your syllabus. We have made it mandatory for every student to participate. So this is on the 3rd semester. Now what you do in the 4th semester? 4th semester, again you have classes, and in the 4th semester, we have some study programs, as I told you, that we take students abroad, where we will be taking them in different maybe hotels or something, resorts, where we will be having a study tour in a different university. As I told you, like there's a university in Malaysia as well as in Thailand, where you'll be learning out there. So it's kind of a study exchange program. The whole batch goes there for a few days and you gotta learn a lot of things. Again, your normal classes and practicals will be going. On the 5th semester, you go for internship. An internship for a complete 6 months. So during the 6 months, you learn a lot of things, in and out, inside, everything of that particular industry. On the 6th is your final, semester. So now you can see, 1st semester you have understand your course. 2nd, you're studying as well as you're doing some extra activities like wine tour and all. 3rd, you're going for professional hotelier training, practically mostly in Marriott. 4th, again you're doing your foreign tour, the study tour that I was talking about. You're going to a different foreign university. 5th, you're doing your internship, and 6th, you're getting prepared for your jobs. So on the 6th, we teach you the finishing things. Now everything is done. Now we just have to do the finishing touch. So at that time, we teach you how to give an interview. How do you, what should you be prepared for? What kind of questions an employer may ask you? So a lot of things are there that we'll be teaching you. And we will be starting your interviews from the 6th semester. We will not wait till you complete your course. So before 6 months, you'll be giving your interviews and all. And normally we have seen a generally students sit for 6 to 7 interviews to get a job. So I won't say that you will be sitting in one interview and you'll be getting a job. Normally a student sit for 6 to 7 interviews to get their jobs. And that jobs will not only be, from your national chains of hotels or companies, will be also in international companies. And why it is easier for you? Because you have done your training, you have done your study tour. And so when an employer comes and will see, okay, this person is not only have an academic knowledge, also have the practical knowledge. Say if an employer asks you, what is the room temperature for a wine to serve? It will be in your memory because you have not studied that, you have lived that. If any person asks you, if you are a guest, what will be your choice? Or rather say, what will be your expectation from the hotel? You don't have to remember it that what you have studied in your books. You have lived that. Or may anyone ask you, how would you, be okay working in a different country? You have again lived in that also, because you've been to a different country. You stayed there for a few days. You know the culture. You can understand how warm they are. So there are a lot of things. This is how we make you. We turn you into, we mold you, and then at last is your placements. And we are very much sure. Not only sure, our track record have already given us that particular evidence structure, that every student goes out with a job. And we have a very unique thing in our curriculum. We believe the first day and the last day is where you start and end. What I mean to say, the first day of your college, the first day of your class normally happens in school or college, right? No, we don't do that. The first day of your college will be in a 5-star hotel. For what? Party? No, it's not a party. So what are we going to do? That's the first day what we say. But again, we book the whole banquet and we bring you who? We don't bring celebrities, don't worry. We don't bring politicians. No, we don't actually believe on those. To whom we bring is those who are in the industry right now. They come and they share their experiences. Say last year we were into ITC Royal Bengal. Previous to that we were into Novotel Hotel. So the general managers from different hotels, sales and market managers from different hotels, not only hotels, from different industry, aviation, hospital, they are all going to come there. We are going to invite them, and they will be giving their insights that they have, how they struggle to get into this position. And you should be looking onto them, not the celebrities, which other few organizations does. Celebrities say kya karna hai? Nothing. You should be learning after the excellence, and that is how we will be teaching on the first day itself. So first day you are in the industry to learn. The first thing that you notice, what is industry, how they are groomed up, how they talk, a lot of things. And the last day also we want you to get a job and place in industry. So it's very simple. First day and last day, our mantra is to start with the industry and finish with the industry. That means when you take admission as ISHM, you go for your first day induction in your industry. And the last day when you pass out taking your mark sheet certificates, you should be also having your offer letter or appointment letter in your hands. So that means this is our mantra altogether for the students.
So basically what I have understood is that your curriculum, and that to a curriculum which is a practice based, which is the practical things are more there than academics only.
Yes, of course.
So, okay, great to know this. So, sir, any suggestion would you like to give to the current youth and any aspiring students in general?
As I told many a times and during this conversation, just go for your excellence.
Seek excellence.
Seek excellence. That's it. That should be your goal. Your goal should not be what is the salary package this college is providing. Who are the mentors of this college? Are they a celebrity chef or something? Don't look onto that. What you see is the proper curriculum. What am I going to learn during these 3 years? What and how does it helps you? That is also very much important. Okay, this college is taking for a study tour. Is that study tour giving me some benefits or just you're going for a picnic kind of thing? So you have to understand this. Our study tours are not at all luxury. Our study tours are not at all seeking something that you will be enjoying. No. For that we have, every year we have something going in the college. We do this particular entertainment part also. But curriculum, anything which is involved in the curriculum like HPD tour or these are basically for your learnings. And simple as that, you should be focusing on that. Join any college. See the curriculum first and see how it helps you. This is very much important.
Okay, great.
Because if you're good, if you're groomed up, you will get a job. Everyone get it. But you will save the job. That's the difference. Getting a job is not important. Or I won't say getting a job is not that hard thing. Everyone gets a job. how many of them saved a job? That's the important thing.
Right.
So to save, you should be knowing that thing. You should be knowing your work. And to get a job is your communication. If you have very strong communication, presentable, you may get a job. But you may not save it.
Right, sir. Great. So, sir, with this question, we have come to the last question of this interview. So, sir, how do you tend to establish a healthy relation and environment in your institute? Like, personally, what do you think and what are the things you do generally?
Rather, this is very normal question, but in a very abnormal time of COVID. Right, we would like to do a lot of things but our hands, have been stuck.
Right.
But yes, students should not feel bored. This is our important fact and interest. We have to develop the interest of the student. See, you may have best of the best faculties, but doesn't mean the best of the best faculty can teach every student. There are some really average students also who may not understand what you talk about or what you teach about. So for us, it is like interaction to the student in that core level. So each and every one should have that interest to come to the college, should have that interest to understand their studies. And for that, we do a lot of things. And as you have seen, these all kinds of trainings, tools, this is all just to keep you intact. आपका इंटरेस्ट बना रहे because if you have your interest, you will go in miles. But if you lose your interest, ultimately, what happens? You will lose it. Say, it's just like a small, simple day, like how if your mother makes same kind of food every day. First day, 2 day, 3 day, 4, 5, maybe you're okay. But again, and then you start losing interest in that food. But what if your mother tried to bring everything different? Maybe the same thing, same rice, but in different flavors. You will be having interest to, okay, let me have all the 30 days the same way. I don't mind. That's the same thing. We out here keep that thing in our mind that our students should not lose their interest. Because see, when you take an admission, or rather to say 60% of students have an idea, okay, I will do this kind of course because I want this kind of jobs. But 40% students are something like this. I have seen this beautiful advertisement, let's take the admission. They are not planned. Maybe their father said, maybe their friends are doing, or maybe something, they have seen some beautiful article or they have seen some beautiful, videos somewhere. Someday you have thought, okay, there is a channel who, show you a master chef. You also wanted to become a master chef. But when you come to kitchen, you find, oh, it's too hot. There is no AC out here. And I'm not that kind of person to, stay without an AC. So just think, 12 hours you're working and that too with a chef coat and everything, and you're ultimately not in the AC and you lose your interest. So that is how we keep you, we try to get those students also into our confidence that you should not. If you thought that I want to become a chef, we show them the better parts of it. Say, you want to be a chef, but you want to be in AC, you want to work in an AC environment. Yeah, you can become a bakery chef.
Right.
You don't have to work with high flames. Right. You're always in a chill place because butter should not melt. So these are things. So we try to understand what a student wants, and we don't kill that thing, saying, oh, this is not possible. We will find the possibilities out of that impossible thing so that the student have their interest. And once one thing that you do every day, that becomes a habit. And once it is a habit, there won't be any problem. That's a very simple thing. If I work in a non-AC environment for entire 3 years, after that, it's a habit. I won't be requiring AC. So this is the same thing. Interest is what we believe the students should not lose, and each and every one of us in ISHM try to develop it. Not only to keep it like that, we try to even develop it. So this is how.
Okay, great, sir. It's a very insightful discussion.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.